Good day everyone, welcome back. Well, I've been studying bubbles recently, trying to figure out how they work, and you may or may not have seen, look at that, how cool is that? You have to do something decent with it is another thing. I just posted a video on an attempt of creating bubbles, like realistic bubbles in a resin like piece. It was a mold in this case, but didn't really turn out the way I thought it would. Why is it that every time I'm videoing and I've got the doors and windows open, all of these birds want to be heard? Interesting. Anyway, let's get cracking. I've got a mold here, as you can see, and I've got some turquoise blue pigment that I want to brush on here. I am not sure how I've visualized this in my head, how it would work, but I was going to do all these things with resin like people do with drops, but I think that's a waste of time, and I don't know, we'll see what happens here. I'll put a bit too much of this powder in here. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to go around. Anyway, I had such a stressful evening and night last night. My goodness, my daughter got hacked on Facebook. She runs a little business and supports her family with this, and she got hacked, and oh my gosh, she can't access her there's so much powder. Hold on a minute, I've got to sort myself out here. Okay, I had to go outside and brush that on outside because the powder was flying everywhere. So as I was saying, it got closed, it got hacked and closed, and she didn't even know. All she noticed was she got notified that her account was closed due to community breach or something like that. Then she tried to revive it, and there was another person's name there, Lily Collins, and then we googled it, and apparently this character has done this to hundreds of people. They've put a new photo on their profile, and you know, and my daughter just couldn't get back into her account, no matter how hard she tried. Finally, she managed to do it, and try to, you know, change the password and all that sort of stuff. And then what happened was her business profile was totally taken over by this hacker, and they made her an employee in her profile, you know, page, and they made themselves, they put it like 4 different admins in there, and so she cannot go in there now and take them out because she's not an admin. They control the whole, you know, she can't get into her page. It's a total disaster. So now, and she only just got 10,000 subscribers in there, so it's really sad, but we'll see what happens. She's still trying to gain access to it. Possibly she will. If not, she'll have to start over again. Isn't it terrible what these people do? It makes me absolutely sick to my stomach to know that somebody does that, you know. It's disgusting. Anyway, what I'm doing now is pretty much just taking off some of this pigment and trying to make a nice circle, because it's supposed to be bubbles and not drops, you know. And I am trying to, so I'm dipping my little Q-tip into the water, and then I'm going to dip it in this paste here. This is Azure, and it's I just want a little bit of dark pigment to go around the sides. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing that. So it's taking it So nothing's happening in the middle, but I've got that shadowy kind of thing. You don't need a lot. You just need something so that, and you pretty much only need it on one side. So I'm just going to play with this for a little while and see if, and I can always go after and take off this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that. Put that in there, then I'm going to go around and take off the excess of this dark pigment where I don't need it, you know. So I'm just going to make maybe make a big one here, see how that goes. It's quite relaxing doing this, especially after the night that I had. We stayed up until 1 o'clock trying to figure things out. These people, and dozens and dozens of these posts coming on her page saying, oh, if you want to resolve it, you know, I know someone who helped me. Same thing happened to me. And it's all these hackers. That's what they do. They hack your account and then try to get money out of you so that they can hack into it again. And oh, this is working better. Oh, this works excellent because silicone, yeah, see the water retracts. Oh, that's great. So wet it first and then dip it in the paste. See what I'm doing? See, I don't know, I'm learning myself. So I do know that I need that shadowy bit there. Oh, only on one side, because if we imagine that the sun's coming or the light's coming from this angle, and then we're going to just pour in a lighter, so this same pigment, the turquoise, but I'm going to make it much lighter. Or should it be dark? No, it should be slightly darker, shouldn't it? Because it'll be like magnified. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. Make another big one here. Oh, this way, buddy. So yeah, so that's what's been happening. So pretty disgusting what these people do, and then they run their own ads on the page, you know. It makes me sick just thinking about it, and it's just such an eerie feeling. Just it's just, I don't know, to know that somebody's been going through your messenger. And yeah, if you have a page and you don't have an admin, get an admin or get a couple of admins and put them in there, because that way that'll minimize this you know, any of this happening. I'm just going to fiddle with this for a little while. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. I hope that she finds it. But the thing is, the Facebook just doesn't, there's no help out there. You cannot find a phone number or an email or anything like that anymore. You're pretty much on your own if you get hacked. And, you know, some people say, oh, well, you know, it's a free account, you're on your own. But this, you know, Facebook is still making, you know, they're still out there because of all of us and our ads and whatever we talk about, that, you know, they obviously have their spies or their bots or whatever that they... Have you noticed that if you talk to someone on Messenger, you chat with someone about something, next thing you know, it's all over Facebook, advertising. You talk about, oh, you know, I saw these shoes in this particular shop, and then next thing you know, your Facebook timeline, like whatever you call it, it's full of advertising of these particular things. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Okay, here we go. I think I've got enough bubbles in there. Maybe make another little one here. I should really do some on the edge as well. That'll be interesting to see how that goes. As long as it's wet, like it's got to be wet. I've got the lighter pigment down first, and then to create these bubble looking things, I'm just pretty much wiping it off with the Q-tip, as you can see, and dipping it into a little bit of darker pigment, which is going to be my shadow. Probably could have gone for a closer pigment to this, closer shade or closer tone rather, and just have it darker. But anyway, this will do. It's going to be an oceany or aqua-ish theme. I need to wipe some off. So this is just a silicone tool. You can get these on eBay or Amazon or somewhere, wherever. And then, see, that one needs to be more that way. But you don't need to use any, I mean, if you don't want to fiddle like this, then you can just do drops of resin or UV resin and let it set and then do the, but I like to do things that look, you know, a little bit artsy and a little bit more realistic. So now that I've done that, and I tend to fiddle too much, you don't have to fiddle that much. Lift it up and see on the other side how it looks. This one's got a bit too much, or you can just use another clean dry Q-tip and just do that, twirl it, and it'll pick up that. See, if you just twirl it like that, it'll pick up the excess, but I'm too impatient. So now what I'm going to do is get my pen. I'm just going to go around. You can do this with a paintbrush and a regular pen, but I've got my Posca pen here. So I'm just going to go around and just do some little highlights, just like little dots and things. And hopefully resin will pick it up and won't leave it there. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now let's flip them over just to sort of see if they resemble. But I suppose we can always have it either way. Wow, that's looking really cool. Right, so we're going to leave it at that. Actually, while I've got that, I might just fix these as well. These are already 3D, so you don't sort of need a lot for these, but once they go in the resin and resin covers it, you won't see, you lose the 3D effect. So that's why maybe I can use it. Righto, let's mix up some resin. So I've mixed up some resin with a little bit of turquoise blue pigment powder, just to, you know, give me a little tint, but it's quite transparent. And now I'm dropping in just some blue colored water. That's all I am dropping in that mold there. In this one I am dropping in some, just with a dropper, some of that blue water and another drop of clear resin, just watching what it does and watching how it spreads and everything. And now I decided to go and drop around some isopropyl alcohol, and it totally ruined that little bubble in the middle, which is annoying. But yeah, I'm trying to fix it up now. Okay, so that's looking interesting. I've dropped a drop of isopropyl alcohol in there and then a drop of just clear water, and it looks like there's a film over that drop. Maybe that's resin covering it. This looks pretty interesting. Wow, this looks like a dragon. There's the eye. Ha! But the other side looks really cool. And no chameleon pigments, nothing there. I think this one's going to look really good, but I wanted to put another coat of resin over it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to do another layer over the top of this just because I want to try something. And I know I've done some off camera. That's only because I was like leaving the room and then I thought, oh no, I better do something else. So I'm just going to add a little smidgen of this. I don't want to take away from what I have in there already, but I don't want it to be clear, if you know what I mean. So a little bit, just a dip in there, that'll do. And then I'm going to drip just some water in it, like I got here. So see what it does. There's still water in there, especially in that one. So let's just cover it. I definitely don't like this one. I was just testing that gold and the silver to see if it's going to float, and it does. So a little bit here, not too much because I want most of it in here because I want this to be kind of like deeper. But that's good, you can still see what's going on. Okay, now I've got some really nice drops that I might just pop on here just randomly, just because. And if you want drops in here, you don't even just put them on top of the actual piece. If you want to make a gecko or a flower or whatever, just you can do these little droplets just over the top, and it gives you texture as well. I know. Right, so that is good now. Now let's get that water. And see if that alcohol makes a difference other than the effect, you know, because you get that really nice ring. I like that ring. Let's do it over here. And then just got to line it up right in the middle. Oh, I like it. Look what it's done. That's pretty cool. Oh no, this one broke. Okay guys, so I was back and forth playing with this. Look at that. It's flat. Just gives you the illusion. That's where the drop went. And there's some more over here, and there's another coat of resin on top of that. But then I decided to try and make some bubbles with resin itself and a syringe, and look, and they're still here. I'm too scared to touch it just in case it's, hang on a minute, I'm gonna touch gently this one here. Actually, have I got resin anywhere? Like random, maybe this one. Touch that. Still a bit sticky. Oh yeah, that's definitely sticky. But they haven't dropped, and I was a bit worried about the heat, you know, when resin heats up, whether it will whether they'll drop. So that's very interesting. They're sitting there. They're actually sitting there. Look at that. And these ones turned out great. So of course I popped the the little resin droplets on top of the so I've got, okay, I have been back and forth, so I can't remember now what I recorded, what I haven't recorded, but these ones turned out amazing. See, because I've got some shading happening here, so that's where the drops were originally, and then I covered it with resin, and when it's set, I've put more drops on there on top of the actual drops, and it really gives you that 3D effect. Look at that. To me, that's much better than using, I mean, you don't, well, you can if you want to, if that's what you want to do, but I mean, you don't have to use the chameleon pigments to get this effect. Look at that. How cool is that? But I can't wait to see how this turns out. And of course I want to cover it with resin again and keep those bubbles in there. So I'm going to have to figure out whether to do just the clear, because I'm worried if I do just the clear I'll lose those bubbles because that's clear resin. Or I may need to put a bit of colour in there. Not sure what to do yet. I'll have to play with it. Anyway, that's where I'm up to. Bye for now.